Hi, guys. Welcome back. This is the lecture on privacy and ethics. This does go hand in hand with the social responsibility lecture prior to this. And again, this isn't too long, so I appreciate you bearing with me. So let's really discuss why privacy and ethics matter. Privacy governs decisions about your identity, with whom you share information, who you can search for and find information about you. Who can search for and find information about you, what information these people can find. Ethics governs decisions about what social media tools to use, how to use them, when to use them, and how much to use them. I want to really think about that. So what are some statistics? Facebook alone has over 1 billion active monthly users. Almost 2 billion here. And over 13 million of them have never touched their privacy settings, according to research done by Marketo. That's a large number of people who've never touched their privacy settings. So here's some startling statistics from about 5 years ago that have definitely probably increased in numbers. Pew Research, an organization who does a lot of research on sharing in general, they did some research on sharing posting by teens. So if you were a teenager between 2006 and 2013, you may have been a part of this research. Teens, 79 to 91% were posting photos. That's probably now at almost 100% or 97%. 49 to 71% were posting their school name. 70% were saying where they live. They were putting their home address on there. 29 to 53% were giving their email address. And 2 to 20% were giving their phone numbers. What does this say? We were just discussing in the last lecture about social responsibility and potential child predators. This is something we've really got to begin to be more mindful of. So, either teens at this time, those teens, or who knows what the numbers are now, either they don't value privacy, or as a whole, we're failing to educate kids about privacy and the importance of privacy. So we've really got to start thinking about the bigger picture. It's not just about how many likes or shares you're getting. Are you protecting yourself? Because there are people out there who are preying on this. They're waiting for you to give everything there is to know about you. Maybe they want to steal your identity. It could be anything. So we've got to be more mindful. And, I'm in no way saying don't use social media. Please, you need social media. We need to use it. It's very important. I love it. I teach it. But there is a responsible way to use it. And when I say responsible, it means, like the idea of your parents saying, be a defensive driver. We're not worried about your driving. We're worried about all the other drivers. Make sure you stop where you can see the car's wheels in front of you. Just in case you get hit from behind, you won't hit the car in front of you. So sort of like defensive use of social media as well. You want to be prepared. We all share more information than we intend. I want you to think about this. You can be identified with 87% accuracy uniquely using your gender, your date of birth, and your zip code. Process that for a second. 87% accuracy. That is insane. You can be uniquely identified by your browser with 97% accuracy. Now, you guys remember that TED Ed you just did this past week by Jen Gobeck, Curly Fry Conundrum, connecting to using analytics for statistics and gender and age and racial and ethnic makeup and see demographic data to help with finding out what people like and don't like. Information is shared, sold, and auctioned with your permission through all social media. The images, the videos, the posts. And that's all because of something called a term of service or the end user license agreement. And you do have an assignment with terms of service. That's a written assignment where you'll do some research on the TOS or EULA of a specific social media site and answer, I think, 8 questions. There's this example of Target to kind of connect with this story. I'm sure many of you may have heard the story, but Target had determined that a 16-year-old girl was pregnant before she'd even told her family based off of search queries. So see, she was searching for certain things online, and they picked up on this based on her browser and her lack of privacy settings. And they had sent coupons to her home and advertisements for baby things. And her father was very upset. Went and spoke to Target and said, "Why would you send this to my 16-year-old?" And that's when the family found out that the 16-year-old was pregnant because of her search queries. Inquiries meaning questions. So, yes, your browser history and specific information you put online can identify you. And there's a link here at the bottom of this slide to that specific article on that 16-year-old. Now, I don't want you to get too scared with this next slide, but it's a big area that we need to cover called consumer data mining. So, who has all this data? Everybody. You have a sophisticated tracking device in your pocket at all times. We all have it. So if you look at 3 different things that you've looked at, places you were, and things that you like, they are all very highly correlated to being you. Remember in the last slide we said 97% of people can be uniquely or accurately identified based on browser history. Things that you look at, places you were, and things that you like. So what's your history, your cache, cookies, things that have been saved that you search for, your searches, images that have been captured, social media like shares, your click tracking, what do you click, what are your favorites, what are your referrals, looking at metadata analysis, which is larger numbers, your location, your GPS, your geodata, photo analysis, looking at your images, who you are, look at your facial structure, body structure, beacons, Wi-Fi, cell triangulation. I mean, there are billions of data points that are used to figure out exactly who you are, what you like, and provide you the right kind of advertisement and information that works for you. You know, I've lately been really into, since I'm not having to drive to campus, over the Christmas break, let me try to exercise, eat healthy, focus on that a lot. And I've been noticing a lot on my phone browser, which is my Google on my phone is connected to whatever I browse there, shows up on my computer because they are connected with my email, the Gmail account. And I'm noticing the articles that are showing up now in my feed are about how to eat healthy and exercise and all of this stuff based on just things that I've been searching. So I want you to really think about when you're looking at terms of service. 1, have you guys ever really read them? Most of us know. We just click, I agree, and move on. None of us are going to read all the small print. Most of the time when you see terms of service or end user license agreements, they are saying that, if we make changes, you agree to them, or whatever you post on here is our property as well. We could use it as we feel. So I want you to think about who is being protected in those TOS agreements. Is it the user or is it the platform? Does Facebook really care about protecting you? Does Twitter really care about protecting you? Or do they care more about protecting themselves? Or is there a little bit of both? You're going to do a TED Ed this week and by a woman named Del Harvey who works for Twitter. And you'll hear a little bit about what she talks about, what her job is and her responsibility at Twitter and how that connects to TOS, sort of, and privacy and responsibility. So who has the rights to the pictures, the videos, the information you post on the platforms that you're using? Some TOS include the claim that the company that drafted that has the right to incorporate changes to those terms even after users agree to a particular set of terms, and that the user would be bound by the revised terms. Or is that practice ethical? What do you guys think? Do you think that's fair? Is that okay for them to do? Do you really care? Are we all paying attention to all the changes that are happening all the time? Sorry about that. So I want you to think about the 3 different categories of privacy. You've got public, you got your friends, followers only, and you've got locked or private accounts. Privacy. Public is most or all privacy settings are open to the public view and are searchable either on Google, on Facebook, Graph Search. Facebook pages can now be set to public, and that's since 2013 as well. This enables people to have had private Facebook pages to open them up to anyone, like Twitter, instead of having to approve every friend request. Prior to 2013, you did have to approve every friend request before anybody could see your page. You could have friends and followers only, so you could have people only looking at your channel that you allow for. You set your account to private information. Twitter does not have an approval feature for followers other than a private account. And then you can have locked or private accounts. So privacy settings are all shut down. Permission to follow a friend is managed on a case-by-case basis by the user. So on Twitter, this means that no one can see your tweets except approved followers, and your tweets cannot be retweeted. However, screenshots are always there. So that's something we've got to be careful about. So how can you protect yourself? Know your privacy rights, okay? Create your own group lists and turn off geolocation settings on apps. Get rid of followers you don't really know. Set the social profile to not searchable. Search yourself. Use Google and search yourself. See what you find. Use a 2-factor authentication when available. We mean things like, a cell phone number and an email with a password that's connected to them that are different. Things that might strengthen your account against hackers. I want you guys to I want to leave you with this question. Are you an ethical citizen? Is the internet inherently unethical, or does it simply make it too easy for users to act immorally? So think about torrent sites, for example. Entertainment, music, television, movies. Have you guys ever downloaded music for free? Watched a movie that you didn't pay for, and the person that downloaded it didn't pay for it? A television show. How about software and apps? Sharing passwords for HBO Go or Hey, your Netflix or Hulu. These are passwords that everybody shares. Is that ethical?